I thought the next interesting topic to talk about would be performance management, system design, and strategy. I say it's in our nature. It is an innate, maybe primal, ingrained thing to seek understanding of our surroundings. In business, we need to be aware of our surroundings and the environment. A plan and strategy can be determined, a model for the business to develop in the areas they wish, which promotes efficiency. Of course, like everything, they will choose goals and work backwards from these goals, and there will be have to be efficiency in the process, which involves monitoring and developing different systems, different tools to use. So I thought that would be interesting to talk about. Steve Jobs famously said, "We must understand as humans, we are tool users." And he talks about, he read Scientific American, and they measure energy efficiency. One, a human walking from point A to point B. And secondly, the same route, but the person has a tool, a bike. The tools make you more efficient. On the bike, they were a lot more efficient, didn't waste as much energy. So tools are important, they make us efficient. And I said, what is strategy? That's internal capability and resources. So what a business has and how capable they are determines the strategies they can take. This is the most logical approach. So what are the individual elements? Strategy and plan must change every so often because it is a dynamic environment a business is in. It's constantly changing, and the strategies would then change. So a key idea, knowing what we have and where we are going, would then relate back to strategy, resources, and internal capabilities. But the managers are also important as they determine how tasks are allocated, and of course decide where the right areas to develop are. So they are responsible for efficiency. A company can have a world-class system in place, but it's only as effective as the managers who implement it. Of course, that comes with years of experience in their field. And there's an interesting law, Ashby's law of requisite variety. So it's talking about self-regulating systems design. A system must be robust enough in its complexity to deal with the level of challenge it will face. So it's able to solve the problems in its environment. If you have a system in place in a business and it's too weak, it will be overwhelming. It will not be robust enough to cope with the problems and challenges it will face in the environment. So I said the law offers consideration to the environment's unique diversity of challenge. A viable system must be nuanced enough in design to manage the variety of problems it must solve. So these tools, these systems, these problems need to be well thought out, and the right systems chosen. I think Ashby had a background in computer science and biology or something, and he came up with this law. It's really interesting. Ashby's law of requisite variety. So here's a performance management cycle. They must plan, manage, review, reward, and renew. So how does planning work? You can use the SMARTER principle, guides the planning process and goal setting, relates to goal setting theory, how to set the goals, how to decide what is a specific and measurable appropriate goal. I said, there's a famous quote, humans possess a higher form of consciousness, the capacity to reason. They have the power to conceptualize goals and set long-range purposes. Purposeful action in human beings is volitional. So, well, if you believe you have control over your environment, you can set goals and move towards those goals. You can make change happen. That comes from a theory of goal setting and task performance. So we can have control over our environment. We can make changes, although it is complex. Another example of a useful tool in an organization is guiding mastery experiences. That was Bandura, a really eminent and famous psychologists, organizations basically have, someone there who has a lot of experience and can guide someone new through the process of skill acquisition and learning in the company. Um, yeah, so that is partly important, having a mentor, having these guided mastery experiences to prevent problems and to provide necessary training to new staff. So, of course, affects a person's sense of agency, a person's sense of self-efficacy, feeling capable and knowing what to do, and confidence in their ability to execute specific behaviors and skills to perform the task to a high standard. So this also helps with expectations, knowing what to do, and someone kind of believing in you. So a guided mentor at work or guided mastery experiences. Yeah, we then leave with a deeper understanding, a high awareness in the given environment and context or experience. Um, and then there's some examples. You can look up guided mastery at work. These are videos. Cultivate self-efficacy for personal, organizational effectiveness. Maybe some useful videos. Monitor and develop through strategy. So businesses have specific tools they can use. SWOT, TAOS, PESTEL, identify internal strengths and weaknesses in their environment. The readiness for assessment tool used to analyze the company in its current state compared to where it needs to be in relation to a specific goal. That can be looked up. There's the organizational readiness tool, specific measurable tools, so KPIs, performance indicators. KPIs promote adherence to targets, providing they are realistic. So, understanding how a person is performing, understanding where they want to be, understanding exactly what role they play in the company. And feedback, of course, is important in and providing a set of expectations for the person that they can believe in themselves. They understand they're doing well and what to improve. But of course, giving feedback is a whole thing as well. It can be damaging. Context dependent models should be used and that process well thought out. This will affect morale. What is the subtext you wish to convey? Do you feel this person is very capable and they can do well? You have to be careful of what you say when you're giving feedback. You want to encourage. You could have a different model, one thing to improve, one thing that is went well, as opposed to very harsh criticism where the person feels they are not good enough.